I should see if I can go find like the Aquaman figure, little Aquaman figure I got from from a certain burger place at one point. Oh no, get out of here! But I don't want to go look for that right now. But in any case, Mike's Fox 9, second Fox, and I just saw. Well, it's like I saw it yesterday, but I saw Minecraft. Which, funny enough, I got this popcorn tin because I was like, I like Minecraft, and I saw this, and I'm like, okay, so I can tell that's enchanting or the Minecraft like writing on it, and I thought, oh, is this like a diamond brick or something? Like it has like writing, like the enchanted ruins on it or something like that. Only for me to then watch the movie to find out that it's like it's an orb. Which is just really dumb when you actually do see like the Ender Pearl, and the Ender Pearl actually kind of still looks like an orb. Okay, whatever, side point. Alright, so we're gonna let's watch the final trailer versus the original teaser trailer. And then we'll talk about the actual movie. Alright, so let's just begin in 3, 2. Let me make sure all of this is recording. Yeah, okay. Let's begin in 3, 2.
In the overworld,
Whoa.
anything you can dream about,
Yeah.
you can create.
So they built all this?
Yeah, most of it.
Hola,
That thing doesn't understand a word you're saying.
we're talking.
It was perfect. Until one day, Flint and Steel, we came across the Nether.
Wait a minute, couldn't you have just destroyed the obsidian block and would have stopped all of this entire fighting? Wait a minute, yeah, that is the biggest plot hole in this entire movie. They could have just broke the... As soon as Steve got out, he could have broke the obsidian of the portal and it would have just... Okay, whatever. I guess they did make a bigger one.
You, what are you making? Oh, if they get their way, this beautiful world and everything in it will wither and die.
Biocon Dios. It means goodbye, brother.
No, it doesn't.
Don't look at her. It does.
If we want to save this world,
Jesus Christ.
creativity is key to survival. Now what? Elytra wingsuits.
Bye-bye. Those things work, right?
Absolutely.
Get ready for the... don't even say the greatest adventure, because it really isn't. But... ever built... Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
This place makes no sense. Let's do this.
Okay.
They want me to fight the chicken?
Chicken jockey.
Okay. So. Jesus.
Oh no, not again. Oh my god, are you alright? Your head is huge.
Okay. So. First off, for whoever started the meme shit where they would have people in the theater yell out whenever some bullshit happens, like cheer when it's like, it's Steve! And, you know, when the chicken jockey happens, they just throw popcorn everywhere. Because literally, like, I want to say most of the people I watched, and it was like in the middle of the day, but it was a Saturday, so school wasn't out. School was out, sadly. There was just a group of, like, tweens or some bullshit on the far left, and they're yelling, "Chad, is this Riz?" And I yelled back, "No!" God, They were so, and then they just threw a bunch of popcorn everywhere. And God help the lady that was sitting next to us that told the kids after the dinner, like, remember to pick up your popcorn. And the kids like, yeah, we'll do that. And they left. God, don't be an asshole. If you go watch this, don't be an asshole. Don't yell and do that other bullshit. God, it's the stupidest shit ever. I feel kind of bad for helping watch this. But okay, so pretty much, okay. I'll say this right now. This movie is stupid. Is it entertaining? Yeah, and I'm gonna say this right now. Probably way more entertaining when you're high off your ass. Because this feels like one of those movies where you would be high off your ass to watch it. Like, okay. Adventure Time. I'm going to bring up Adventure Time right now. It's funny because it's in Fortnite right now. But Adventure Time. Adventure Time was one of those shows where I would watch it. Where I would hear about it. And I would see, like, random episodes eventually before I knew, like, there was a bigger story to them and stuff. So, Adventure Time, when I first watched it, I thought it was just like a pothead show, or like those shows on Adult Swim, where like there's really nothing to it. It's just weird imagery and shit, and it's supposed to just make you go nuts pretty much when you're on acid, like something like that. That's what I thought my Adventure Time originally was. Turns out, no, like throughout all this silliness, there is a much deeper characters and story being told in this grand, weird world that they have. This is not that. Okay. So I'll say this right. Like I want to say like this would not go on like, oh, like I wouldn't say this is even like one of my favorite movies. And like another thing too, I can like a movie that's insane or just fun. This one feels very. And mind you, stick with me if you like this movie, but this movie feels very corporate. Like, even if it was corporate, or it legit does feel like something I could, like, type in, like, write me a Minecraft movie in ChatGPT or something, and, like, they would give me a script. And, like, this kind of feels like that. Like, it's, like, it kind of has, like, that generic, like, you know, everyone's life is kind of shitty outside, but when they come into the world, oh my god, they can kind of... Like, it's weird. Like, it's like if you took... The outside world is kind of like if you took Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events. Like, if you took that world, and it's like, wow, doesn't this world suck? Now let's go to this world, where... And, like, it's a weird, regular world also. Then let's go to this world, and then they go to, you know, the mine, where they first off, Steve finds the orb, I think it's like the orb of dominance or something like that, which is like two things. It's the outside crystal and then the inside glowy bit. What is this all from? No idea. But so he finds the crystal as a kid. Okay, so first he grew up as a kid. He wanted to go to the mines. He goes to the mines. Some old prospector guy's like, and who never ages goes, you can't go in there. And he's like, screw you, old man. And he's like, well, runs away. He still has the same shirt, older, hates his life, and he's like, wait a minute, I'm an adult now. I can now go in the mines, because the sign says no children. And he goes, he jukes the prospector, runs inside, mines, finds these cubes, puts them together, turns out they're an orb, and finds himself in the overworld of Minecraft. And when he's there in Minecraft, you know, he learns to build, and like, Minecraft day and night cycles like every 20 minutes. Like, I'm like, okay. And then also, like, it seemed like he never left that place, but then later on we find out he did leave that place, and like he has like a chest in like his house, and like there's other stuff still there. Okay. So, but eventually, and he makes friends with his dog, Dennis. But then eventually he finds, you know, one of those, like, the nether portals, but, like, they're incomplete, opens the chest, finds the thing, builds the portal, goes to the nether, the piglins are there, there's this evil witch queen kind of thing, piglin, who then, says, like, I'm going to take the orb and rule the overworld and destroy creativity or some bullshit. And it's really funny that this movie's basically says like it's like all about creativity when it's like the least creative movie ever. It still has some fun moments. Don't get me wrong, but I honestly, this is an in and out movie for me. It kind of just went in and out for. But anyways, so Steve runs to tell Dennis to take the orb back to his house and hide under his bed. In the actual world, he goes there. The orb falls out of like the crystal casing, which then like breaks the portal that leads to the real world. Steve is captured there for however long. And then you have the Garbage Man, who's a video game, like the best video game of like 86 or something like that. And like he's been living off that kind of hype thing, but he's very shit poor. His video game store is doing terribly. And he's about to get evicted. Then you have the brother and sister where their parents died. The sister, I don't know how old she is. If you would have told me she was 14, you wouldn't. But anyways, so they're moved to this small town where she's now the, what is it for when you're the person who's trying to go on Twitter and, get whatever bullshit that is. What was it called? I can't even remember what the hell it was called. The bullshit. For media, social media influencer kind of thing to help them with that. And like for a potato chip factory, kind of like in the day the Earth blew up, or the day the Earth blew up in that Looney Tunes movie. How like it revolves around like that. That town revolves around its gum factory. This revolves around its chips factory. Potato chips. The kid goes to the school where the principal is like, well, you must have heard I got divorced. And he's like, no, I just got here. He's like, yeah, it was terrible and all this other stuff. And pretty much, so the kid is like super quote unquote creative where he just can build a bunch of stuff, which I will say that like he builds a jetpack, which two things on that. One, he builds a jetpack and like he kind of just builds this immediately and like nobody stops him. But like he builds his jetpack, straps it to the back of a skeleton, and the bullies cut like a cord and then I guess stop the controls of it, which then sets the skeleton to fly off and spin around and then fly into like the chip mascot on the building and knocks it into the river and destroys it. And so like that happens, but then like I'm like people they're like, oh you thought you were a rocket scientist, and it's like it did work. Like yeah, he lost control of it, but he still created a functioning jetpack. Which also, on the second point, jetpacks actually exist. like a jetpack has actually been created. If I remember correctly, I think it was one of the James Bond movies where they actually do show, like they had a stunt guy in it who could actually pilot it. They have a jetpack that does, fly over and like you can fly using it. It's just, I'm guessing impractical as well as, people are crashing their cars outside. You really think you're going to give them something that can fly and you think that's going to work out well? No. But that's what I was like, man. Like, Tyler's maybe, honestly, if you would have came up with a hoverboard at least or something very insane, that would have been kind of cool. Anyway, beside the point. They did make a jetpack. That was cool. I'm just saying in the sense of, why are they giving him shit for making a jetpack? But anyways, so eventually the garbage man buys a what is it called? A storage unit. Buys a storage unit that was Steve's, where it's like, oh yeah, so storage with all this, a Cosmo Atari, which that garbage man's like, oh shit, I can sell that for $1 million or however long. And then also a bunch of blue blouses, because Steve always wears the blue shirts. He goes in, turns out the Cosmo, whatever's not there, but he does find the orb, and the glass thing. Eventually, he has to pick up the brother because he doesn't want to call his sister because of, him blowing up this. And I'm just like, they're like, oh man, you're gonna be in detention forever. I'm like, detention? He's going to jail. Are you insane? He's going to juvie. He just shot a missile at the chip factory. That kid's going to jail. Anyways, so he goes to the shop. They're like, oh, look at this. What does this do? Puts it inside. It activates. They open a thing. They open a paper. It's like, oh, yeah, don't put this in there. It leads to a world full of treasure and magic and all this and treasure. But you shouldn't come here. And they're like, well, we're going to go there. They head towards the mines. Also, I forgot to mention that, the house lady who also has, other jobs with, having a zoo in her car. She's in this. And, she, goes, oh, yeah, I can talk, I do all these side gigs. Here, actually, should I put them up? Yeah. So, Garbage Man, the brother, sister, yeah, I don't know how old she is. If you told me she was, she looks like she's, 2 years older than him. And I don't know. And then, yeah, so she's the animal lady. And pretty much, they're like, where's my brother? I can't find him anywhere. When the sister goes back home, and she's like, oh, he's playing in an abandoned mine. All happy. So then they go to the abandoned mine. They find it, and they all get sucked in. After they get sucked into the portal. Dennis, who's the dog, he runs in. And then once that's active, evil pig lady's like, I have my staff is telling me that. Well, so I do that for staff. It was pretty cool. It's like a Minecraft, like a Sly Cooper staff, which I was like, I kind of like that. Make that a thing. Make that a thing in Minecraft. He's like, yes, this is, it's telling me that, it's nearby. We shall, we will capture whoever. Bullshit. And I'm like, okay, so, he's like, well, send Steve to go get it. And they send Steve, who's locked up, and is creating things, and she's like, stop making shit. You're not supposed to make shit when you're under my rule. And sends Steve out there to go capture them. These guys kind of don't know what they're doing. They get chased by zombies that one night. This kid immediately kind of figures out to build stuff with the blocks. He builds a tower. And mind you, there's a bunch of things. One, I did notice the Minecraft music happening. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Or, when Steve is building stuff, he builds it out of dirt, then out of wood. Then it's slowly getting more and more elaborate until he makes an entire playground. And then eventually, and there's some cool imagery, some point where the garbage man falls down a hole and he kind of digs a hole and finds a little mine shaft and it kind of runs through it, and it's doing a 2D animation, not 2D animation, but a 2D view of the world, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. All right, and pretty much then the pig lady's like, I don't trust Steve. I'm gonna send the real reason why Steve is doing all this too is because he thinks that she has the dog, because she had the collar thing, doesn't know that the dog is actually safe and actually runs out. But they then go on this. They then Garbage Man, this kid, and Steve are pretty much, they say that they have to go to the Woodland Mansion to get another one of the outside crystal things, because the original one got destroyed when the Garbage Man was holding it, and I think a skeleton shot it, or zombie broke it, something like that. So they gotta go to Woodland Mansion to go get that. These two are then, they get separated when the piglins get there and fight. And also, the piglins turn to zombies during the daytime. I don't remember if that was is that a thing? I'm trying to remember, because I thought, don't the piglins get zombified if they get hit with lightning? Or am I misremembering that? I thought that was how that kind of went. That you can supercharge a creeper with lightning, but I can't remember if that was the case, that they just zombify. But so yeah, that happens. They run up. They get separated, but then Gardran is kind of liar revealing. He tells Steve look, we'll go wherever, yeah, sure, whatever. But first, let's stop at your mine thing that you talked about, where you could have diamonds. I need diamonds for money and all this shit, and I'll give you the world cube so you can go get your dog. They eventually they do that instead. The kid gets like, how could you do this? And then eventually, like, a big, like, piglin monster comes running at them. They get in a minecart, drive off. There's creepers. Oh, man. Also, Technoblade reference in this. That was cool. I did like that. I did like the Technoblade. And they even said, like, you know, who's that? He's like, that's a legend. I'm like, all right, that was a good one. There are some things I do like in this movie. Other things I was just kind of like, I feel like this is just any other generic movie kind of thing. Again, it's wishy-washy for me. Anyways, so we go. So they eventually do go to Woodland Mansion. They distract like the axe murderers. Guy goes in there. The kid goes in there. He goes through all these different things. Finds a diamond sword. Finds these other. I'm like, you should probably grab the diamond sword. He grabs the diamond axe instead. I'm like, really? That's what you grab? I would have grabbed the sword. Especially because I will say this. I do like the swords in this movie. Because I know like a lot of people are like, this doesn't look as accurate as the game. And I'm just like, yeah. And like, that's what I heard. Again, I haven't seen this trailer or any of the trailers really. But I do like the design of the sword. I do think the sword looks pretty badass. And like diamonds like glow, have a glow to them. I'm like, okay, that's kind of neat. But I do like the swords. If there's a replica of that of the movie sword, I kind of want to get it. But so yeah, so that happens. They eventually, and like there's a bunch of things like, you know, like that's where like you have like the fight ring when the Garbage Man and Steve get kidnapped by the Axemen in the Woodland Mansion. And they have to fight the jockey, which for some reason became I have no idea. The kid eventually finds, you know, the crystal, but then turns around. Oh my god, it's an Enderman. I was told not to look in his eyes. I'm going to look directly into his eyes. And apparently Enderman... They show you your worst fears. I just thought they beat the shit out of you when you looked them in the eyes. I didn't know they were showing me my worst fears when they were just beating the shit out of me in the game. But okay. Although it is funny though, because apparently, because there's a scene where like every character pops up and they say, "Oh, you're nothing," or some bullshit like that. They really try to lower the kid's self-esteem. And like their eyes are all purple, but then Steve's eyes are white. Which apparently, like, people say, oh, that's a Herobrine reference. And it's like, and then the guys who made the movie are like, oh, actually, no, we tried rendering that scene, but for some reason, it was supposed to be purple, but for some reason, it just kept rendering as white. And they're like, you know, and I will agree with everyone else in that sense, like, that is probably the best way to do a Herobrine reference, is it being a freaking accident. But that's actually how Creepers actually came to be, because if I remember correctly, when, I don't know, the guy who made Minecraft. I remember because I heard like there was a controversy of him being an asshole. So, but when he made the game originally, like I guess some code got messed up somewhere, and that made a weird pig. If I remember correctly, with like that in the shape of a creeper. He's like, holy shit! And then he's like, you know what? I should make that into a character, and they made that into a Creepers. Oh man! So, that happened. So that, whatever. So anyways, that happens. The pig people are like, well, shit, we need to send, we eventually they eventually do get the crystal, fly off, and like, oh no, now we have to get ready. And then like the sister and the one lady finds everyone. The garbage man looks like he got blown up, which I'm like, okay, and I'm sure he's not dead. He looks like he got blown up, but then they have to get ready for the finale, which I will say, I freaking love the finale. The finale is kind of amazing. Because the finale is that they set up a crap ton of iron golems. The piglins put the reason why they're doing this is because they're getting the world cube or whatever to use this as a, I guess, projector to block out the sun so that way the pig people can come when there's another wherever so that way they can come to the overworld and not become pig zombies, I guess. So yeah, so also some of the graphics on it look really good. Like the zombie stuff looks great. I don't know why the zombies look like Steve, but they just kind of do. Never really explained. But yeah, this is where it looks like this guy gets blown up. Not there, but yeah. So then here you see them building the iron golems. I need to look something up. Hold on. Because there's a thing in this called the Boots of Swiftness. Minecraft Boots. Boots of Swiftness. Is this a thing? I've never seen this item before the times I played Minecraft. Boots are an artifact that can be found in Minecraft dungeons. Ah, got it. Okay, so it's not in the actual game, it's in the extra, the freaking, like, dungeon crawler. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, because they're the boots, I'm like, I do not recognize that at all. But then, like, eventually, like, they use that with, like, an iron golem thing to make a swift golem, which you kind of see up here. Which, I'll say, like, I don't, is that a thing in Minecraft dungeons? I kind of want to look that up now. Swift. Let me see. If I just look up golem. I'll refer to several golems or golem like robots. Iron golem, snow golem, shulker, tough golem, key golem, redstone golem, echoing void, tempest golem. Okay, I don't see this in here. If it's not in there, I would say they should add this to Minecraft itself. But like the Swift Golem is cool, like it's the regular Golem, but like it moves fast and just hits. Like the cooler, like I will, and like it's the Golem against like the Piglins, and like the kid at one point uses a tater tot gun that he made at one point to shoot like an Ender Pearl to get up there to grab the crystal to stop it. This whole, I'll say this: the finale fight, it's incredible. I freaking love the finale fight of just the Swift Golem like gets super fast, doom, doom. Like it would have been cool if there was a pilot in it, but like just beating the shit out of them. Fights the big Piglin guy, fights him, which I know that guy's from Dungeons, I believe. And it's a really cool fight scene. Like the entire thing is actually really badass. The finale, I honestly think was probably one of the better parts of this entire movie. There's random musicals too, which I was like, okay, I guess they got Jack Black, might as well have him sing. But yeah, and also Jack Black kind of screwed over his partner because of a joke for the political party winning, so stupid as shit. Any case, so yeah, the fight happened. I will say Jack Black and Jason Momoa are probably the funniest parts of this. It is funny though how people will get up in arms about two ladies kissing or two guys kissing, but two guys midair flying 69ing is 100% okay. I was okay, whatever. But yeah, so also Dennis, they eventually find Dennis and they're like, oh, okay, cool. And they're like, oh yeah, see, look, he's not contributed by the pig people. So they fight. Eventually, they do take the crystal. Everything starts happening. The one witch lady's like, Steve, come close. I need to tell. And I will say this is one of the funnier jokes where like Steve looks at her and goes, do you have a knife that you're going to try to stab me with? And she's like, no. Gets closer. Tries to stab with the knife. Hits it away. He's like, stop it. And she's like, oh, no, please, come closer again. Come here. Ah! And that's the other one away. He's like, all right, well, I'm leaving now. No, Steve, come back. I sneak attack. Weakly throws a knife. Like, oh, damn it. But yeah, like, the final fight, I love this a lot. And, like, I'll say that, so again, final fight, I really liked. Some of the graphics on this, I really do like, and there is a cool-ish story, I think, with, like, why do all of these zombies look like Steve? Which I know the answer is just Minecraft. Especially because the literally opening is just like a bunch of like lore dropping narrations. Like, we have these things. Like, here's what I honestly say. I kind of like the original idea that was supposed to be with Minecraft, where it's a girl who kind of just gets lost in Minecraft. Like, she literally accidentally somehow finds her way into this world, and she does meet Steve, but Steve actually looks like Steve from Minecraft. And pretty much, like, it's an adventure of them, I guess probably, I would imagine the same thing, trying to get back home, maybe trying to find, like, the Earth Crystal and all that stuff. They see, like, the Ender Dragon and all this other stuff. I legit think that would be a better film. And I say this because in a sense of, there's a lot of cool things in here, which I'm like, you know what? Imagine a movie where all the talking is just from this main character, this girl that goes to this, Minecraft world. And Steve, doesn't say anything. He maybe, have him just as silent, but he talks through, like, motion and stuff like that. I legit think that would be a better-ish story, because then there is the question of, like, why are these zombies that look kind of like Steve? Like, you could have, like, where it's more or less the world itself is speaking to you versus being told everything. Like, I would be cool, like, maybe you see Steve punch a tree and, like, it pops to the brick and that's the girl goes, oh, can I? And it tries it, starts building something like that as well. And, like, I feel like, honestly, if you give it to Studio Ghibli, because, like, Studio Ghibli very much has, like, those adventures where a lot of time it does feel kind of melancholy. Like, it does very, very, calm and just serene, just allow you to soak up the world. And I feel like that's kind of what Minecraft needed. Like, this is a very fast-paced, kind of ish road trip-ish movie. And I feel like this movie, like the games, needed to be quieter. Like, this movie needed to be calmer. And, like, if you see a reference, fine. Like, oh, look, there's a zombie chasing chicken. Or a zombie riding a chicken. Like, something like that. Like, I feel like it needed to be a little bit more calmer. Like, it could have its faster paced moments. But it needed to be a calmer movie where you soaked in more of the environment, more of the world, and I would say even more of the art style. Like, honestly, like, takes on, like, DreamWorks, honestly. If you can't get Studio Ghibli to do it, because Studio Ghibli is mostly, whatever. But, like, something like Studio Ghibli and how they did Wild Robot. But mind you, even Wild Robot, there was more focus on the characters. Sort of that. Still. But, like, honestly, like, if you were to take away the talking, just take away 90% of the talking, have it where it's just this girl, like, kind of amazed at the world, or be like, this world's kind of weird. But it's her and Steve going through this world, and you're taking in the surroundings and everything like that. And honestly, again, the finale, I honestly say sets perfectly good. I keep that. And I will say this too, for everything you put in this game, which I know, like, there's apparently, like, rideable gas eventually coming. Like, I honestly think if you're gonna put all this shit in the movie, you put it in the freaking game at that point. Give us these platforms we can hang off the gas to ride off on, or carry other players on. Give us the tater tot gun kind of thing. Give us, hell, you know what? Give us the world cube or whatever. Like, we don't have to go to our world, like human world, obviously. But, like, you could have it to where, like, it's the quote unquote the opposite of the nether, like, have a heaven-like world. Kind of thing. Like, that whole shtick. Like, I feel like, again, there's some really cool, there's some cool ideas in this movie, don't get me wrong. Because, again, the entire finale, holy shit, I could probably watch the entire finale over and over again. I probably wouldn't watch the rest of the movie again, but I would rewatch the finale over and over again. Again, there are still some fun parts. Don't get me wrong. There are fun parts in this movie that I did enjoy. Kind of sucks that, I was kind of ruined by these tweens just, chat, is this Riz? Shut up! I just wanted it. I shouldn't have said no. I should have just yelled, shut up. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like, I will talk during a movie. Mind you, like, it'll be like a little whisper to the person, like, hey, like, okay, this is that, or this is whatever. If we go to a fan event, where, like, everyone's, like, the Sonic 3 thing, like, people were not quiet. People were like, oh, it's Amy! Like, we're like, yeah! And, like, that was kind of it. No one was throwing popcorn, oh, yeah! Like, making a mess like that bullshit and all that stuff. Like, especially not a week after, like, the movie came out. God. But, but there's some coolish shit. Also, I will say the garbage man eventually coming at the very end to save the kid, flying on the gas to save him. I will say a better Han Solo move than a few things. Like, the Han Solo I think was at least the one that made it more popular, like the guy he's kind of a dirtbag and stuff like that, and he leaves before the finale, but then he has a change of heart and comes back in to save you, but we don't know if he's dead or alive or not, but him just coming back riding the gas, I'm like, okay, you know what, that's a better one to do it, like Maui did in Moana, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna come back. Like, I honestly didn't think that this did it better. But, yeah, and then eventually at the very end, I was wondering if they were going to pull up a Pokemon I Choose You, where it's like, why go to the real world when you could stay in the magical world? Which, on some cases, it depends. Because if it's just like, if you're only in the magical world just to escape your original world, I say that's bad. If you go to the magical world, like, let's say, I don't know, a certain owl show, because, that is where your family is, and that's where, the people who love you are, and, there's really no reason to go back to the human world. Amphibia, I'm sure the parents gonna move to Amphibia, or, I feel like, again, with the lore of Amphibia, or like, not lore, everything's set up for Amphibia, going back and staying in Amphibia would have made more sense, and the other two going back to Earth. Beside the point. I do like some of the designs of the different weapons, these things. Also, surprisingly enough, they do not, apparently these guys, and it's a kind of a coolish idea of, like, the piglins, like, mined all of the gold in the nether, and that's why, like, and, like, they're kind of gold starved, but also, like, shouldn't they have gold weapons? Anyways. But yeah, so this, the finale was great. The Creeper Farm, the Golems. The Swift Golem was freaking sick as hell. But yeah, so I'll say this was a decent movie. But I would put this in the line of something like Despicable Me. Which was the newest one? 4? 3? 4? I don't know. I think it was 4, right? Like, where it's just like, this movie is like, okay, in and out, that's it. Like, it went in, I saw it, and it's not like I saw it and like, I saw it and I'm not gonna watch it again. If I watch anything again, it's gonna be the finale. Because the finale fight, I legit think, is one of the funner bits of the entire thing. The ending of the movie. And then eventually, anyway, so everybody goes back to Earth, including Steve. They make a Minecraft beat-em-up game. Because sure. And then, make a Minecraft beat-em-up game. I guess Steve lives with Garbage Man, but then Steve also goes back to his... Oh, so this kid now is flying around on a jetpack, which I'm like, no. I feel like he'd be stopped, but okay. Yeah, Steve goes back... Still is the Garbage Man, but then Steve goes back to his old house where there's a new owner, and she's like, oh, I left like a chest here, and she's like, oh, the chest in the attic? Yeah, I'm glad that's there. Oh, what's your name? Oh, my name is Alex. It's like, oh, for the Minecraft 2 movie, I guess. Like, okay. And I'm just like, I honestly legit think this would have been a great movie to have. And also, again, there's some funny shit, like, then you saw, like, the witch lady stabs a little child piglet and it turns to a pork chop, and, like, when characters die, they die and turn to pork chops, and I'm like, I know the story mode had that already, but it was kind of funny where, like, okay, you can kind of go a little bit extremely mean. I was like, oh yeah, she just killed a child and now it's a pork chop. But yeah, it's a movie. It has its entertaining moments, don't get me wrong. Again, Jack Black and Jason Momoa are probably the most funniest in this one. I would recommend watching the finale because I do like that entire fight, but I do feel like there's an air for me at least, of something can be stupid, but you could feel the character behind it or the story behind it, and it's very endearing, or not very endearing, like you can like it because of that. Adventure Time, I think, honestly has that feel of it's silly as all shit, and in some points it's like, yeah, there's a fart joke here or there, whatever. But there is a lot of character and heart to it. I don't really feel like there's a lot of heart in this movie. It feels very much like a corporate shill kind of movie. I do feel like, though, like there is something that could be done with Minecraft, with this world, that would be amazing. That, honestly, I legit think if you at least go with my ish idea or like the original idea, you could have a movie that could like win awards for like that, like very little talking, spectacular animation, and just soaking in the surrounding world. And I think that would like be amazing. They sadly didn't go that route, but whatever. Hopefully we get a little bit more of that, but I will say again, it's an okay film. I would definitely say watch the finale. Wait till it comes on DVD or whatnot. Don't go to the theaters right now. God, don't. Not even just because because I didn't like the movie that much. I just say because even if you're curious, like at right now, there's so many memeing kids that if you are gonna go like the middle of the day when every child is in school. Anyways, it's alright. Anyways, thanks for watching. Share my videos. Hopefully enjoy this. I thought it was okay, but yeah. I don't hate the movie, and like I still like having this like tin that I'm gonna fill up with I don't know what. Maybe I'll get some Minecraft figures and put it in here. I don't know. Or Minecraft blocks. But anyways, thanks for watching. Share my videos. Hopefully enjoy this, and we will. See you later. It's called the Earth Cube, but isn't it supposed to be called? Yeah, okay. The Earth Cube is an artifact consistent of the Orb of Dominance and the Earth Crystal, on which is written a spiral, a phrase of the standard galactic alphabet, which this actually, again, that actually has writing on it, which is iron, gold, stone, gate, head, home. Yeah, okay. I thought it was like a little bit more rhyming, but yeah. Owners Garrett? Oh, like literally it's like I was like it shows like images and you're like, what the heck is this? And it's like, oh, it's actually in the Oreo X a Minecraft movie experience? What? Yeah, like honestly again, having a crystal thing like this honestly would be kinda cool. Finding different artifacts. I would love something like that. But yeah, anyways.